Well, let's introduce ourselves first. My name is David Williams, and I'm chairing the meeting this evening. I am a town councillor for Harpenden North Ward. And
I'm Heather Scott, the officer from the Town Council who clerks the Plan Day meeting.
And I'm Pip Martin, East Ward Councillor.
I'm Harry Gillam, Town Councillor for Harpenden South.
Right, we'll start off with formalities. I assume we have an apology.
We do, yes, Councillor Helen Cash.
Any declarations of interest that anybody wants to declare? If anything comes up, then do shout before the item. The minutes of the last meeting, are you happy that I sign those?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you've got no public questions?
No, none have been received.
So we're looking at applications registered the week ending the 20th of November and the week ending the 27th of November. So, are most of you here to hear the application in respect of Bowers Way, the land in the rear of Bowers Way? Well, we'll take that one first.
Yep.
And there have been some letters of objection that we've seen, and there have also been a number published on the
district website.
Yeah. Just remind me which page we're on, Heather.
Yes, page 12.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Okay, I believe we've got two speakers for this. I've got James Johnson to speak against the application and Mike Peters to speak for the application. Is that right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
If you just give me a chance to get the papers out, and then Mr. Johnson, if you want to come up and take a seat. I'm taking the liberty of doing a street view and also an overhead shot.
Yeah.
What I've done is I have put the papers together to help us to spot the difference, I suppose, in a sense, into what the application looked like before that was reviewed against the new application that was received at this time. So 2799 is the new application and 1113 is the old application. Do you want to come up and
Do you mind if I move the chair there, please?
No, that's fine, no, that's fine.
So what we'd like to do is give you 3 minutes to share your observations with us.
Right. If you're ready?
Yes.
Okay. Chairman, councillors, you will have received objections to the proposed development from all the direct neighbours. These contain references to the relevant planning policies to which this application is contrary. We are not development professionals, just ordinary families of Harpenden with a strong conviction to preserve the conservation area in which we live. We think that this application is not appropriate or suitable and still represents the very worst of garden grabbing. If permitted, it will have an extremely detrimental effect on our residential amenity and a damaging impact for the town. Preserving the conservation area must be the priority, so this development should be stopped for the following reasons. The proposed development is contrived and cramped, failing to enhance the character or appearance of the Harpenden Conservation Area. The layout and design of the properties and their gardens is inconsistent with the immediate area, whilst the residential amenity of our existing locally listed properties will be damaged. Trees will be destroyed. The mitigation work proposed for those that remain is impractical, and there are likely to be future requests for felling, particularly of a large established ash. The development is overbearing and oppressive, overlooks many properties, and will cause a huge loss of light. The access route is not feasible and would increase the risk to road users and pedestrians along Bowers Way. This point in the road is already dangerous and just before an existing sharp bend. Emergency services and delivery vehicles have been unable to turn round within the development and be forced to park along Bowers Way. This greenfield back garden development would not materially contribute to the housing need nor the infrastructure of the town. Lastly, the emerging new strategic local plan states that developments that cause significant harm to the environmental quality, character of the local area, or residential amenity will be refused. We are concerned that applications have already been approved that cleanse the site in preparation for this development, notably separate applications to remove trees. We consider this approach to be an unfortunate strategy of layering the development application. Jarvis can deliver sympathetic development in suitable brownfield locations, such as the Glen Eagles site. However, as the number of suitable locations in the town diminishes, and with the large number of brownfield developments already taking place in the Bowers Way, Sun Lane area, we do not feel it is appropriate to destroy the character of what remains with contrived greenfield plot grabbing. We appeal to the Council to ensure appropriate, sustainable and well-designed development, enhancing the community in which we live. For these reasons, we ask you to recommend that this application is wholly rejected without condition, preserving our long-standing, much loved and coveted conservation area. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Right, if you'd like to take your seat again, and then we'll call Mr. Peter, please.
Thank you. As you're probably aware, this represents our second application for this site. In our view, the new application addresses all the previous reasons for refusal. The principal changes to the scheme are as follows. In terms of density, there are now 2 houses instead of 3. The houses are now 2-storey, not 2.5-storey as per the original application. The amenity land given to each property is consistent with those immediate neighbours. In terms of trees, 4 less trees have been removed within this application, and there is now a detailed landscape proposal which proposes the planting of 9 new mature indigenous trees, which should give an overall gain of 1 tree on the site after the development is finished. The trees that are being taken away are in the centre of the site and have little amenity value. The new ones are on the perimeter in a more strategic and valuable position. The most significant issue, I believe, is the impact on the Sun Lane properties. The scheme is 100% compliant with St Albans District Council specific design guidelines. These guidelines state 13 metres is a deemed acceptable distance in a side-to-rear relationship. The actual minimum side-to-rear distance has been increased since the original application, and at its minimum stands at 21 metres. The side elevation has also been reduced in length and height to minimise impact. Just to give you a little guideline, that diagonal line across that page shows you the guideline of St Albans District Council daylight, and that shows you the height of the houses. At the peak it is still 4 metres below the height it could be to comply with the design criteria set out by St Albans District Council. And the pattern of the development, there is an argument that it is not consistent with the neighbourhood. There is already a cul-de-sac opposite between number 1 and 3 Bowers Way. A new development has already been completed using rear gardens in number 12, 14, 16, 20, 22 and 24 Bowers Way.
Sorry, can you just repeat that?
New development has already been completed using rear gardens to number 12, 14, 16, 20, 22 and 24 Bowers Way. One being the development of the Foresters one being the development of the Puttrells. This form of back garden development is not new in this location. Ecological, previously there was some concern about bats on the site. The detailed survey has now been done, there are no bats. Highways, although this wasn't a reason for refusal, it has raised some concern with neighbours. The new driveway already has consent under a certificate of lawfulness. The new road arrangement will actually prevent the current practices of the owners of number 4 having to reverse into the highway. They can now drive into the site, turn round, so they can arrive in the site in a forward gear and leave the site in a forward gear. At the moment, with their limited driveway, they have to back out onto the highway. I'd stress again, the driveway has planning consent already. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Harry, are you familiar with this, with the site?
Yeah,
yeah.
I've heard about it.
Okay. So, I mean, there are a number of considerations here. We've obviously seen the application that was refused, and as has been discussed by Dr. Johnson and Mr. Peters, there were a series of issues that came up and were reflected in that decision. As has been highlighted, the previous application was for 3 properties, so a detached property and a pair of semi-detached properties. If we look on this street scene view here, you can see the very different nature of the property. And I think, as Mr. Peters said, that was 2.5 stories up into the roof space, whereas these 2 sort of matching detached properties are 2 stories, and as a consequence that's probably left a little bit more space. I took that to be about 5 metres.
I haven't scaled it.
Yeah, I think it's about 5 metres from the extent. There has been the issue, so in terms of the layout and the driveway and the additional garages that are provided for number 4 and then the property, the layout is similar, but there are only 2 detached properties on there now rather than 3. There are issues in relation to the trees. As Dr. Johnson mentioned, some trees have already been taken out in advance of this planning application. I think a particular concern is this ash tree here on the boundary with between Apesun Lane and the first plot. I seem to recall in the application there is a proposal that that be cut back, because obviously it's very close to that first plot there. And then there is reference to root protection measures, because as this house here is built, then well, not so much, I mean, just the issue of damage, the potential damage to the roots of that tree as construction goes on the site. So the way in which that is protected is clearly quite important. Another issue, of course, is that this is a conservation area. The planning consultants made quite highlighted at some length that there are examples of this sort of development in other parts of the town, but of course this is a conservation area as opposed to the sites that were highlighted in the design and access statement. So there are a number of considerations. Let me open it out and see invite you to comment on your reactions.
I remember the last application because that was the first planning meeting I went to, and that was just after the election. And I remember there's 3 properties much bigger than the current application, and the original concerns were with regards to the turning circle in the road for cars coming in and out, In particular, I think we mentioned things like fire engines, that kind of thing. And obviously the lack of parking as well. That was a main concern as well. But if we've got a turning circle in the new development proposal, that really solves that.
Well, I don't think it hasn't changed significantly, to be honest. There is.
It's marginally larger here.
There were two garages there, weren't
Yeah,
there?
but this community is marginally. And the issue is if you've got a car parked there and a car parked there,
Yeah.
if you've got a new car coming down,
They can, and the thing is, can they still get around even with cars parked there? I mean, with a new garage, then if that's big enough for a car, and that's parking spaces.
Well, I think technically for all three houses now, so the house in Barrows Lane and the two new houses, I think the provision is 2 parking spaces.
for each.
For each.
And how many have we got in this proposal?
How many?
No,
No, that's what the proposal is. So for each house, there is a provision of a garage and a parking space for each new house, and then there's this addition of a garage and a parking space for number 4 existing house.
So that would not accord with the standard, but the argument that's been used is that this is obviously close to the centre of the town and is be viewed as a sustainable location.
And I suppose in a sense is a private development as opposed to a normal open street. Meaning that I suppose essentially if you haven't got enough parking on the site in a normal road, then it would be on street parking, whereas this here would essentially, I suppose it would be provision for you to park it, not necessarily in a designated parking space, but in this area.
Just internally on the road, basically.
And is there any provision for the bins at all? Do we know how that's going to be addressed?
Yeah, I think that's one issue we raised for the last one. Obviously, you're not going to get a little bin lorry down there, are you?
I can't recall. Yes, there is provision by the up by the road. So I think the expectation, rather like that other application we saw last time in another part of town, was that the bins would be that a refuse lorry would not come down here. They'd be dealt with on the coastline. And it would therefore be down to the householders to take their bins out or store them in that side there. And take them out to the road.
Is there a reason for that? In that the width of the driveway itself isn't large enough to accommodate it, or not necessarily?
It might be one of two things. One is an unwillingness on the part of the company that collects the refuse for the district council to enter into this sort of driveway. And then it might be very tight on the space in terms of turning around and need to come out facing forward. And that's typically why these arrangements are put in place and the proposal for James and Road.
So we have, they're both 3 bedrooms.
Yeah, 2 3-bedrooms.
So they with only 2 parking spaces. And are they in fact reducing the parking? So that was 2 1.
How did you look at that picture there, Kit, through the photograph? See what parking provision they currently have there,
I mean, the thing is, one family might move in, they might only have 2 cars, but the next family that move in might have more, so...
Sorry, I did take a photo the other day, so I may still have. So,
So it's,
So as you come up round the corner, there's the first house on the corner,
which is
which is that one.
that bit here.
Yeah, okay, so the hedge has already been taken out there, and the hedge removed. So that tree
Yeah.
there and that hedge is gone,
Yeah.
and that's where that window is built. And the driveway's going to go in there between the two houses. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And so because sure it was the right house, but
So that looks
Yeah.
like a cherry tree that's gone. Yeah. Okay, I mean fundamentally here is, do we feel that the previous reasons for refusal have been addressed? And at a high level, St Albans was saying the proposed positioning of the houses directly behind the existing houses fronting Bowes Way would not be compatible with the predominant pattern of development in the Harpenden conservation area. So I don't think that has changed.
Yeah, it hasn't moved anywhere, so.
Can I just bring up one other thing as well
Yeah.
about the garden grabbing? Mr Peters mentioned about 12, 14, 16, 20, 22 and 24. I know that the Potterells actually lived there before I bought a house in Harpenden, so well over 20 years ago. So I don't know if anything changed since, the 1994 plan.
Don't know. But
Whether
I
or
mean,
not, but that's quite an, I'd say, it's an old development.
it is old,
now.
yeah.
I don't know, that's really relevant, to be honest, to this application.
I tend to agree with you because those properties have still got significant gardens, and then what you're not getting is the driveway going through, and then you're not having the lateral build right in front of the rear of the Sun Lane houses. But then also for those who live in number 8 and number 10, Bowes Way, they're going to be looking right down towards these new houses rather than the garden that they see at the moment.
this to me looks like these houses lost elements there, that garden, to landscaping.
Right.
Like to
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
so it's not.
So 20% of their garden or 25%
Yeah.
of
So,
their
but there's no structures there. There's no buildings.
And therefore that
Part
would
of the,
be,
part of the landscaping for the forested site.
Okay, so we talked about, at a high level then, the previous reasons for refusal, and then if you go down to the second point, lead to a cramped and contrived form of development that would detract from the character and appearance of this part of the conservation area. That's a pretty fundamental issue, and therefore do we feel that concern has been addressed by having 2 instead of 3 and going up just 2 stories rather than 2.5. You?
Personally, I don't. I am concerned about the loss of the trees. I appreciate that their intention is to plant 9 new trees, but I don't think that really reflects the fact that I think that ash, very, very mature ash tree, I don't think you could protect the roots. It's very close to that ash tree. I just can't see in the future that the owners of the new property would be happy for that tree to be overhanging their property. So I don't think planting some new trees, even if they are relatively mature, I don't think that makes it acceptable to use that ash tree.
Presumably these circles on here are the new trees that this is referring to. Okay.
it's also down to quality of life, I think, in the National Planning Quality Framework as well. It says about that. We've also refused applications in the past, haven't we? Last time, I think the one in Blackwood we mentioned that at the District Council as well, and I don't think this improves the quality of life for existing residents, further detracts from it, even though it's still 2 houses, still a cramped development, I think. They have gone a long way to address things, but I think the original application in the first place, the development of the rear of these properties is always going to be a cramped development, I think.
Okay, well, that's a view I share, I have to say. At the council then, in terms of our consultation response, do we feel that this is one where we should be expressing concern, or as before, are recommending to the district council this is refused?
Well, I'd say, yeah, it should be recommended refusal. Reasons outlined.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm happy with that. So, what we're saying then, Heather, is that we don't feel that the previous reasons for refusal
been addressed. Would you, I mean, obviously when we commented last time, we didn't go into quite as much detail as what the district council did. Would you like me to extract wording from their refusal
I think
last
so,
time?
yeah, that would be helpful,
Okay.
particularly the points that I highlighted in respect of how this relates to the conservation area and how it
appearance and character, okay, that's fine. That's fine, that's good, okay.
Okay, so now just to sort of conclude on this, you may have seen that this has been called in. Somewhat to my surprise, it has been called in both ways. So unless the applicant was to withdraw the application, the application would go ahead, and whether officers are minded to grant it or refuse it, the intention, what will happen now is that it will go to committee, a committee of plans and also a committee of local elected councillors. And I don't know if you're familiar with the processes of that committee, but on a rather more formal scale than we've done it here, they provide an opportunity for somebody to speak against the application, somebody to speak for the application. As you illustrated in your submission, this is really all about policy, and you'll see that when we craft the response that we put in, we'll be highlighting some of the policy issues that were highlighted before, so particularly policy 69, which is the general one about new properties, policy 85 as it relates to the conservation area, policy 40, 3940 as it relates to parking, and so on and so forth. But you've clearly done your research, and those are, I'm sure, the sorts of things that the committee will be wanting to hear about when you go to that planning committee. The agendas are published online. Heather, you might just want to just quickly...
Yes.
So this is the planning area on the St Albans District Council website. So the second link there is for Plans North.
Yeah, you can see here on the list on the screen that you've got the agendas and minutes of past application and past meetings. So essentially, I think the 4th of January would be far too soon because there'll still be a consultation process probably ongoing for that. So the earliest meeting I would suspect would be the 1st of February, and that would be the earliest meeting. It's not to say that it definitely goes to that. There could be quite a lot of research done by the officer, information gathering, so I would suggest that you sort of keep an eye on the District Council website for basically any updates on the application page, and then keep your eyes peeled on this. So if the meeting for the 1st of Feb, you'll be looking at sort of about 4 or 5 days before that meeting that the agenda will go live. And details on the agenda is like a covering list of what applications are being discussed at that meeting. We usually discuss about 4 or 5.
And then if you're not familiar with the meeting, if you look over on the right-hand side of that particular page, you'll see external links, webcast. Yeah. And the meetings at the District Council are broadcast. And so if you were to go through the archive
There's a planned board meeting
So
there.
there is a previous meeting. So if you wanted to see what the form of the meeting is, it's quite a good place to have a look and get a sense of what happened.
They are more formal than we are. It's very much a case of if you want to register to speak against the application, for the application, you are given 3 minutes and you are given 3 minutes and that is it. A buzzer will sound and you are expected to finish your sentence and that is it. There's no discussion like we are having essentially now. You say your piece, you go down, go back into the committee and then they'll deliberate and then go away knowing what the decision is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So as I said, I'll write to all of you to let you know what our recommendations for District Council will be, and then keep your eyes peeled on the District Council website.
Chairman, councillors, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there one out there?
There isn't. I think I'll get you on there. What, an agenda for tonight's meeting? Yes, of course. Yes, fine.
It's spot on.
Okay, brilliant.
Right, there's one in the Chowns, which is quite a big one.
Chowns, yeah.
Highfield Avenue,
Yeah, the Chowns isn't a knockdown, is it?
no, it was completely,
It's good, yeah.
oh, and there's one in Derwent Road, which is quite a big one, in relation to Derwent Road. But again, that's not a knockdown.
Yeah, okay, that's all right, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. What have you got? Quick scanning, thanks.
Right, so...
Okay, right, back to the beginning.
So, starting with 8 Whiting's Close, this is the end of the terrace in the corner. I don't know if you know, it's quite, there's quite a lot of space there. So, I was quite happy with Heather's recommendation on that. Everybody happy?
You like Juliet balcony?
Sorry?
The Juliet balcony, that, you like the Juliet balcony, or you don't like the Juliet balcony?
Well, Juliet balconies, they're kind of essentially their guardrail, really.
I can't remember whether you like them or dislike them, so I thought...
Well, no, we don't get them. We don't like balconies as a rule.
True balconies,
It
no.
depends, it depends if you're looking into somebody's, right into somebody's garden.
Yeah.
Nice balcony on the back of that would be rather nice, looking out over open fields.
Yes, of course, if Crescent Nicholson had their way, then they might be looking to somebody's back garden, but that's another story.
Because is this the farmland, this area of Search 8 or whatever it is it?
Yeah,
Whatever it is.
the proposal that
Yeah.
strategic site.
Okay. Moved on, it was the area of Search 8.
Okay, 21 Alty Gardens. Yes, this was the large-ish plot going
Yes.
back towards Fairmead Avenue, wasn't it?
Yes, it's sort of kind of sandwiched slightly in the corner, really. This house here, it's sort of quite an open front to it already, and essentially what they were wanting to do was just add on a bit more in that corner. There's a sort of extra piece here, and then there was this family room coming out at the side. They were losing the garage, but there was plenty of parking. There's no additional bedrooms or anything like that. It's just an ensuite being added upstairs, and then the family room downstairs.
And they're sort of out of the way in terms of having like potential effects.
Can I hold on to that?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, they're sort of, when you look here, they're right out here in the corner.
Okay.
Is the rear conservatory, that's been approved, that's been built, I can imagine, previous application, rear conservatory. Because that little plan down there, it looks like it's got a conservatory on the back?
Yes,
This
I mean,
one?
it's the wording says
One,
conservatory there
So,
on the new, but on the
Yeah.
old, it's just they haven't given anything to name.
Yeah.
So I think the conservatory was already
yeah,
there,
so
Harry.
they've already, yeah, I mean, they're
Yeah.
quite big plots, those ones, anyway.
Well, yeah, that's what they got permission for in
Yeah.
2011.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quite a substantial house now, actually.
It is, yeah.
So it's this here?
No, sorry, up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's right, it's very
There's a
difficult.
footpath.
The trouble is that Google only allows you to go a certain amount. If I turn it like that, then you can sort of see it. So the furthest I could go is sort of about here.
Mm.
So it's this house up here in the corner.
And there's a footpath that cuts through towards Fairmead. So they don't have to, there's not an awful lot going on the other side.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I just think it looks a bit footnobby sort of thing, but still.
Family
It doesn't
accommodation.
impede on
Some of
anyone.
these graphics don't do justice, to be honest. But, are we okay?
Some of it is already there. I mean, this is existing, so it looks as Harry say hobnobby
You said
already.
there's definitely enough parking there.
Yes. Well, there's no additional bedrooms,
Oh,
so you can't.
And
Yeah, kind of, yeah, right.
Yes, we are losing the garage, but in a sense, there is plenty of hard
living space.
an ensuite upstairs.
Alright.
Okay.
Hobnobby building.
Yes. Can they just change that back to bedroom then if they don't like it?
Where?
Say for instance you have your garage demolished and
Yeah.
because you're going to call it a...
Well, this room down here, this family room.
Yeah.
Yes. Same as playroom, study, all those sorts of things. Yeah.
Okay, so we're happy with Heather's comment there. 65 Springfield Crescent, these are some appalling plans.
What's the front door porch canopy? I'm not really too sure of the
It's
Lexus one.
basically kind of, well, it's an open, it's literally a canopy that just has sort of potential supporting struts. It's not filled in. It's sort of designed so if it's pouring with rain, you can get out of the rain,
Oh, I know.
sit in the house.
I know what you mean. I
Yeah,
know what you mean. Yeah. Little
they have
shelter thing.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't have a problem, and I think the other half of the semi has already gone from Hicks to Gable. Because that's a slight worry with some of these where you've got a semi that's going...
You've got this funny, like this normal thing.
Yes, that's already a gable, isn't it, at that end? And that's a gable. So it's just going to become a gable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's right.
but as Heather's highlighted there, because the number of bedrooms is going up, we are expressing concern about the parking. But I doubt if that will...
Thought Pip might be proud of them.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Peters might have been interested in this one.
Well, I don't know if he was. He telephoned earlier on today, and he was interested in one in Oakhurst, but it wasn't this one.
Okay. Right. Now you had no objection to this.
No.
And I had a few
You had
concerns
some
on it.
reservations.
Yes. So we've got two houses that were built with hipped roofs, obviously for a reason, so that they weren't too imposing upon neighbouring properties. I think there is an objection, isn't there, from the
Maybe it's
Dino Group, which is the bungalow next door.
Pendant, sorry. So this is
No.
Oakwood, that's the application. So Oakhurst over here.
Sorry, Oakhurst then. It's that one. What's that one
Hall
called?
and Fern.
Right, got that wrong, didn't I?
Yes, there's Barnard, Thorn and Furs, Oakwood is the application site, Hendon and Garden End, or Oakhurst, which is at the back, which is potentially would be the one I would say might be. Yeah.
Okay, right. I assumed that he was there. I've got that wrong. Okay, this is not on Street View because they've obviously well, it's a private road,
Chosen,
they've
so.
chosen to use themselves. There's a lot of fenestration going on here, including on the side elevation, and then there is this recessed balcony at the back of the roof. So that's what's there at the moment. So they,
No, that's their proposed.
No,
They're
that's proposed.
Yeah, so that's the two proposed with your recessed balcony, and then we've got the existing on the elevation.
so yeah, so that's the hip roof, and that's the hip roof as well, Harry. So you can see it's got obviously an angle there. It's not a gable.
Yeah.
And they've just got on the chimney stack side, they've just got these two windows on the first floor.
Yeah. And then they also want two more in the roof space.
Yeah. And then on the other side, and again, I'm not quite clear what they're looking at. There is a very big window that's been put in on the elevation towards the other hip house,
Yeah.
isn't it?
This one here. And that's where I'm guessing the stairs would come up, would it?
Christian's
And then,
Way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, as I felt a little bit concerned, I must admit, given it was such a transformation. Nevertheless, these are quite big plots, obviously.
Does it lead to loss of amenity in any way for the people that were complaining? I don't think it does it?
So which one did you say was objecting?
Well,
It must be the house that's down.
no, the back's onto.
That's it, that one there.
Which one was complaining? This one.
Them,
So you said, I thought
did
you
you
said
go on and
falling
see
first.
what they were objecting about?
Yeah,
Probably the balcony, the open,
Yeah.
it wasn't anything
That
there
one.
when I arrived.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see a letter of objection, but it is on the website. Because obviously their garden faces that way, it doesn't face into this property. That's not like
So there's two comments actually on there.
Okay.
their building into their kind of, if their garden, if the house was here, the garden looks out that way.
Okay, so this is from Oakhurst.
Yes, we wish to raise an objection on the following grounds. The number and size of windows appears to be far greater than required to provide light to the rear roof extension. Therefore, if this is approved, then the number and size of the rear facing windows should be reduced accordingly. As the proposed rear roof extension windows will directly overlook the rear of our bungalow and garden, and combine that with the roof windows, will have a much greater height. We would ask that a condition should be added to the rear windows with clear glass.
You've got the rear, proposed rear, is that the rear? Or is it the
This is from Pendant, which is
The little one that I Okay, that is a loss of privacy.
quite a bit, privacy overlooking and potential loss of daylight and sunlight.
Yeah, from the,
Proposal
yeah, I
put
can
forward
imagine
to
that.
create a physical roof
It's
space,
the other side. Harry.
recessed
Oh,
balcony,
right.
along with the
Yes, that's
This
alteration.
side? Oh, okay.
Removing the loss of privacy to our rear garden and enabling
Oh, sorry, have I got that wrong?
No, I think because this is fire first, what's it called? Pre-first or what's it called?
Yeah,
This one?
Pendant, this one.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's the
yeah.
matching one. Sorry, yeah.
This is fire, what was it called?
Okay.
Fallen first.
Sorry, Heather.
Yes,
You just
right.
they're saying lots of-
Sorry, that's
lots of
okay, I'll say
light
it again. So
now.
the proposal put forward is to create a habitable roof space with recessed balcony along with the alteration of the roof from a single-story part of the existing dwelling house. Removing the pitched roof, the existing single-story, and replacing it with a flat roof, which is a feature and out of character in Oakhurst balcony, will result in the loss of privacy to our rear garden, enabling us to overlook from the first floor windows outward. In addition, we will be overlooked from the second-story extension into the roof space. planning statement has only considered the view of the rear of Oakwood and not access to the garden and pendant. To illustrate this, the following picture is the view towards Oakwood taken from the garden at Pendant.
Right.
So, I suppose it comes out back here, won't it? As can be seen, the removal of the single-storey pitched roof along with the introduction of a balcony within the roof will mean that the garden will become overlooked. This is not currently the case. Proposal also follows for a large two-storey window at the side of Oakwood. Whilst we understand the need for natural light on the second floor stairwell, this could have been achieved through using roof lights rather than a large window overlooking our property. I suppose here, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the event that permission is considered to be granted, we would request that a condition be imposed on any permission requiring clear glass to the window, as proposed in the planning statement, and that the windows are fixed and non-opening to protect overlooking. And then we've got about the daylight and stuff.
Is daylight and sunlight something that you can legitimately object to? Is that in the Fair House? Because I remember someone said before that sunlight, lack of sunlight isn't necessarily a policy.
If you have enjoyed sunlight or daylight and then it is taken away, then that's
okay.
You know, through the light meter, don't they? There are permitted levels, I'm guessing.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so we're at least in the space of expressing concern, I think. Does anybody feel stronger than that?
No.
Okay. So can we express concern, Heather? And we're particularly in the area of policy 72(5), effect on adjoining property.
Because there are lots of amenity.
Yeah. Do we want to say something? Because there is a mention in there about second story balcony, isn't there? Yeah.
That's 72, that's 72.5, isn't it, I think?
Balconies and first floor conservatories
are not normally permitted.
But we're highlighting first the windows on the side elevations. So then also, in addition, the impact of the balcony.
The first floor balcony. Is it first?
No.
It's the second, isn't it?
We just want to put in something about obscure glass. So if
condition, I suppose we should say obscure condition.
the committee the committee considers that it may be appropriate to require obscure glazing in order to minimise the impact to minimise the water quality.
How far does the single-storey rear extension go? Just remember, it's 3 metres, isn't it? So next end.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, that's because they're clearly making this place a bit funky now and a bit more modern. They're proposing a flat roof.
Yeah.
So it's of no great shape, other than these guys are saying that actually the extension with the pitched roof is better because it does provide a little bit more privacy. Whereas you take the pitched roof off the little extension, all of a sudden you can see all those bedroom windows again.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Close enough.
I think so.
So I may fine tune that a bit. But
Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine.
Okay, so we've done Bowers Way. So we're then heading towards Townsend Lane. I was struggling to find the distance between the two of these, but extra piece on the existing single-story extension, I think. But I was happy with the recommendation.
The existing fund.
Sunday, sorry.
Mr. Andrew Cole.
You've got this existing fund in here. And this one's from here.
That's it, in the corner. Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, I cycled in India with him.
Pardon?
Mr. Andrew Cole. There's the, remember he was on the cycle trip I did years ago and we said, where are you from? Harpenden. I said, oh, so am I. Unless there's another Andrew Cole in Harpenden, it's a common name, I'm sure there might be one more than one, but
We've obviously not
it could be him.
Market.
Well,
Never know. Okay, 3 talents credit.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about this one. And also bearing in mind Caroline lives next door.
Yes,
Well-
I did wonder about the claim of interest, but we don't know anymore.
Well, no, I mean, she knows.
Caroline.
Isn't.
We do know,
Oh.
but she's not a councillor.
No.
She's not a councillor, and you know, I don't have a sort of
But
personal
she's not the
relation.
applicant either,
No, no,
though,
but
so
she's
it's,
the other side of the fence.
yeah. So
But
anyway,
every time I tried to Google or ring this, it was throwing up houses all over town.
all over the place.
Yeah.
I did locate it though. I did locate it because that's Caroline's house.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So this is
It
obviously semi.
kept saying it was off down here.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was Paul Freeman's place. Well, that's what it was pointing to.
Yeah, it's down the wrong side of the road, isn't it?
But there wasn't a Land Rover on the drawing, so it couldn't have been Paul. Anyway, so...
yeah. So it's this house here that
So they're putting on to the side a relatively slim 2-story extension that's sort of subsidiary to the main house. And I guess the issue is the relationship with number 5 next door, which is set back quite a way, and I guess that's why they've arrived at this design.
We just, I just felt that, golly, quite a lot going on really. When you compare the existing against the proposed, I mean, look at the first floor, it's like that as it is at the moment, to that. And then...
Oh, okay, I didn't realise they're actually going up above their existing rear extension.
Yes. So, I mean, they've got a little tiny, sort of, I suppose, bolt-on that's there. I mean, you can see from the picture here that we've got this.
Yeah.
But they're going to be going up above that. They've tried to do, I suppose, a 45-degree over here for number 1. But I just felt that it seemed quite a lot, really. And when you look at the house itself, even with the extra bit to the side, it was almost bound, you know, from boundary to boundary.
Yeah.
Is it press the boundary on those ones?
I just feel it's just a lot.
So do you say the rear extension is going up?
Yeah, so this here, Harry, is what they've got currently at the moment, which is
Is that
both
2
both
beds?
just on that. It's literally 3 beds. They've got
Okay.
the master bedroom and then you've got 2 smaller bedrooms. So what they're proposing to do, Harry, is come out here at the side, sort of, I suppose, so come out from here, along like this, realistically, and sort of like that. So almost adding,
Half
Yeah.
on.
So that whole area there,
where the camper van is. I can go, let me take you to the,
almost on the opposite, almost the boundary now. We haven't got the measurements, have we?
no, I mean, I can go, if you want me to scale it, I can go on. Because I think it's right here.
Because it looks, because it's a tapered piece of land, I mean, even from this small town, it does look like that boundary line tapered.
See here, okay, so if you look at the screen up there, you can see that camper van is sandwiched down.
there. But it looks like it gets even narrower than that as you go.
Yeah, I mean, I did wonder whether there was a garage at the back there that you could access, but I'm not entirely
think there is.
sure.
It would be in here, wouldn't
Can
it?
you just go down a few
Go
metres?
down the street,
Yeah.
that's one flip.
Okay, that's... so they don't use their garage at that point.
Well,
They
don't
have
have
garage.
cars, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
No, it is mainly
I think it's just
parking on the
fencing,
road,
isn't it?
isn't it?
So where the caravan is, it's pretty much right on
Basically going to
their
fill that.
fence. Oh, it's going to fill
It's
all
going
of the
to
caravan?
pretty much fill where that caravan is. If you look on that, Harry, you can see that there's probably about half, a near brick.
Because that caravan is right almost on the boundary to the other property.
Yeah.
When you go a little bit further back, it is because there's a fence. We just saw, so towards where the front of the caravan is, where the driver sits, it looked like there was a fence there, and it's right on top of it. So if they're going to...
But it is pushed back a little bit from...
Oh, the house?
From the sort of front of the house. It's back, what, 4 metres maybe? Or maybe no, less than that, 2.5 maybe. But then, as Heather's saying, it's wrapping around the back, but then it's not including the sort of final few metres, because that would then impinge upon the house next door, the caravan place. Okay, what do we feel? Are we expressing concern, or is it rather more serious than that?
Well, immediately, obviously, I'm bound to point out the reduction in parking, so they're going to have their camper van in
The camper van may not be there anymore, to be fair. I mean, the
They
still could get a camper van in there, I think.
Even so, they're going to be having...
Well,
I think they could still get a camper van in that.
well, you can probably get 2 cars next to
Yeah.
So it's adding a bedroom, but taking away a parking space as well.
but you could probably park 3 cars there. So.
Yeah. And that, that's not really a parking space because the camper van comes half out anyway.
So,
I think because it's up to the boundary wall,
Do you
or
want-
potentially up to the boundary wall. So
Do you want to express concern over possible loss of amenity to number 1?
Do you want to say about
well,
scale
and
character?
number 5 actually as well.
Right, overdevelopment or
I mean,
in terms of scale or...
To be honest, it's not... I mean, I don't find them particularly attractive.
They're ex-council, basically,
Yeah,
aren't they?
and
So-
actually, from the plans, it looks like it enhances the look of the building.
Add more carriage or whatever.
But you're then, I don't recall any of this going on further down the street, so you're then setting precedent that everybody else will...
I think the issue is you might find some of those houses are still council owned, potentially,
that's
you
why.
know.
I mean,
Nothing
they
will
move into
happen.
flats further down.
I think on the opposite side, I think they're flats, aren't they?
Yeah, so they're quite...
Yeah, just
but, you know, they're in... I've got the name of the street.
Finley Road, that
Finley.
one is, yeah.
There's been more action in Finley Road in terms of what people have done to some of the houses there, and obviously as you get to round... No.
Milford Hill and all those sorts of things,
Yeah,
aren't they?
what's one beginning with R?
Brantford.
Brantford. There's a lot more privately owned, which have been extended quite significantly down there. Okay, so
So do we want to just express concern over the loss of amenity to neighbouring properties?
we're back on 22.5 again.
Just that, nothing else?
Do you want to say about scale or something?
About what, sorry?
About the scale?
Scale? Oh, sorry, the size and bulk
Yeah,
of
about one
building
and the rear at all.
Well, I don't... It's a close one thing, isn't it? Certainly we don't have the terracing sort of issue because the other house is set back.
Yeah.
So can I just ask, so are they... This is still second floor
Yes.
Yeah.
window there?
Well, first
So they're
floor.
giving themselves... first floor, yeah. So they're just giving themselves more height in the loft space? by
No,
doing
they're not,
that?
no. Oh, no, that's the side, what they've done there is that's the side extension. So I think what they've done to try and soften it is they're just, I don't think they're changing the roof.
Well,
That would allow you to...
I mean, they must be...
Around in roof
That's
space.
existing,
Isn't it?
just to the side.
They will be, because otherwise the the ridges would not meet. They must be creating a sort of crown on the top.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
a
no,
flat
you're
roof
right.
right on the top.
They're not doing anything in the loft, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Because otherwise, because that's why, isn't it? It gives you more standing space.
Well, I mean, they're keeping it as a gable. And, you know, what are the alternatives for them? Either not do it as a gable and do it as a hip or something, and then that would look odd. And then if you brought it down, that would probably look odd as well. And it may
They're not
join up
raising
in
the
time.
roof, though.
They're not, are they?
No, because you can't
That's what I was
really...
just suddenly thinking about, are they doing
Yeah,
that?
no, you can't really raise the roof on a semi-terrace. So we're just happy with leaving
Yeah.
it there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll see how it whether or not your comment of bulk and massing in space by Sylvan.
I mean, there's plenty of potential for the other property to obviously do stuff to the property as well, because all the front garden and with relation to where they are next to the other property, I mean...
They're so dark. They've got no windows or anything here. It
Yeah.
almost
Oh,
looks
no,
like
yeah.
it's an extension already. You know, there's sort of nothing there.
Yeah.
Expect you to have
Pretty
a
standard, really.
have a window, wouldn't you,
Yeah.
there?
But then, as we've seen from the before diagram, they're really very small in size. So if you wanted to create a decent family space, then that's arguably what they're doing here.
Perhaps the windows are on the side for these.
Okay.
Because there's actually something to be considered is that they currently don't have an upstairs bathroom.
Oh, do they not?
No.
Oh.
Three bedrooms.
We're all pretty funny. Looking on here, they don't even have a bathroom at all. It's horrible, isn't it?
Seriously.
There's no bathroom on there. No. I don't know. Probably might be that. I don't know. It doesn't say, but never mind. I mean, there must be one there.
There we go. Okay, right. Onwards and upwards. So we're not going back to Springs.
No.
18 Roxham Way. This is retrospective. But Heather, you have no objection to this? Have they built what they had refused? Or have they built something different?
Let me see.
What does a partial demolition obviously means? They sort of
Okay.
demolished the garage work.
How much is retrospective? All of it?
No, so this was the one that was, well, we had no objections, you see.
Did it come to us?
Application, yeah.
Right, okay.
So we had no objection to 1825. And then all the refused that
Yeah.
one commitment today. Yeah,
Yeah.
so my wording is the proposal is not as large as the last application that SADC refused and HTC has noted in the vast majority of the proposal has already been built and does not appear overly large.
Okay. Are we happy with that?
Yeah.
77 Alpha Gardens. So this is again one where they had something refused that we had no objection to. And now they're proposing a hanging room.
Yes, my words are slightly strange design, but assume done to prevent restriction to parking in the garage. It looks like something you get in Stratford upon Avon, you know, where over it just sort of juts out. Yeah, it's a bizarre thing.
All like in Germany nowadays, you can see in those building programs, you see in...
Oh, really? Where it's sort of almost suspended in the
Yeah,
air.
yeah.
It's weird. It's sort of...
The previous application, first floor front, and this is side. So...
Just sort of this wooden, this clad thing that just juts out. So it was just, yeah, slightly strange design, but I don't really see any reason why to say no.
Well, unless we're back in the
feels
space
strongly-
that fails to relate to the context of the surroundings and...
I mean, it's weird.
You'll see more of these though, these kind of things happening. You know, the more you see of them on TV, the more you get people thinking, oh yeah, architects are obviously looking at new ways of fitting in with space and...
Things that are not like, they're not really gaining a lot from it.
Well, I'm thinking like, what's the point of them doing it?
Almost, yeah, they're gaining
It's almost
space
like
for
one
the
of
bed,
those,
maybe.
when you see the fairgrounds, the travel fairgrounds.
Yeah, they've got
come
this,
here,
yeah,
the big
pop-outs.
caravans, and they
Yeah.
slide out.
They have them in horse boxes. The
Well, I tell
living
you,
space.
if you parked your disco up there, then you might be knocking it down.
Oh, you'd knock my block off. Yeah.
I'd be happy to express concern because it's odd.
It is odd, but
I wouldn't express concern because it's odd, because I know there'll be more designs like that coming out in the future. So,
it's just whether or not you feel that it.
On that street.
have a look at the
Yeah.
whereabouts there is. And it's this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought maybe I was just kind and.
Have they done that front extension?
No, that was the one that was
Oh.
opposed, wasn't it?
I'm confused.
No.
I went to appeal, it was dismissed.
So they're obviously not going to put a car down there if they've got something sticking out.
Well,
no,
is it-
that's what I think essentially that they are achieving by doing that, Harry. They're going to be able to drive underneath
Oh, okay.
it. Yeah.
Oh, so how far is it going to be then? Up, like there?
It's certainly high enough. I think I did scale it. I think it was something like 3 metres.
The car usually goes up to, say, just below the door, let's say.
Did you want me to scale it? I can.
don't worry.
I just think construction is so much work.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
you'd
what
have to be
they're going to
putting
achieve.
steel and all sorts of
Yeah.
that. And it just looks so odd.
I'm pretty sure I did scale this one actually.
But anyway,
See.
so
Yeah, so I agree with you.
So what would you like to do? Do you want to say something
Are
then
we
about
expressing concern or
on
we-
design?
yeah.
That's a difficult street to navigate round on Google.
Well, it's a difficult street to navigate
Well,
anyway.
there's
isn't
so
it?
many different parts to Wolsey. It's
Especially when you've got no sense of direction.
lots of
So
little.
we're in the realms of 72.2 compatibility with the original building.
Could have been floodplain with some direction.
No.
That's a great idea. Corner of your house gets flooded.
And we're talking about concern that doesn't relate to the contact with surrounding. Okay, right.
Okay.
West Wing.
43 West Way, I found the plans are impossible to look at online, so I didn't really look at it, but you were recommending no objection.
Yeah, filling in a gap at the back plus a bit more, although it will not impact on the neighbour as at single story level and a gap to the boundary has been left, not conservation.
Okay, happy?
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Then we went to Maryland Avenue, no objection to that, first floor file extension.
I don't know, David, do you remember this one when they were trying to put a house in the back garden? It might have been before your time.
Where are we, Bob?
This is Maryland Way. This is directly opposite the John Lord School. Directly opposite.
Oh, right.
And these people kept on trying to put in a house in the back garden. About 4 or 5 times. They just kept on trying and kept on trying. I think it was they were trying to build it for the parents or something of the people that lived there. And it was just they kept on trying. They obviously gave up in the end. And they went to appeal and it was dismissed.
Okay.
Wendover Close.
Yeah, only single story couldn't follow the plans. So,
Boxing in the front elevation along the sides of the neighbour's garage. Another house in front similar to this. Still concerned that there will be insufficient parking for 5 bedrooms, although not part of this application.
okay, well, I'm happy with the,
Yeah.
with the comments.
Did you write about loss of parking? Because you just put here, expressed concern over loss of garage to 5-bedroom property. Is that?
Yeah,
Is that
what about the
just
40?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just short? Yeah.
Okay, then 21 Derwent Road. Now, this is quite a big one in relation to what's there and what's beside them.
Okay, looked at application with number 19, who had no problem. Oh no, yeah, sorry. Okay, looked at the application with the residents, number 19. They actually came in. Yeah, they actually came in. Who had no problem apart from they were concerned over the rear two-storey extension. Decent enough plots to accommodate proposal, enough parking. So yeah, they didn't have an issue. They were just a bit unsure about this two-storey element at the back.
So did they go away?
They went away content enough, but I said if you're particularly concerned, please do write to the officer and highlight your... They live here, yeah.
So it's 45 degrees.
But in a sense, actually, they were going to object. They've got, like, this is like, they call it a workroom or something, which in a sense isn't proper habitable room. It's kind of like a bit like a workshop sort of thing. It's not a little lounge or anything like that. So they were
like an
concerned
office
about
or
this. Yeah,
workshop or...
sort of, yeah.
Is that the two-storey bit, or is that the...
That's the two-storey element at the back here. They were concerned about the 45-degree angle and, you know.
Right. Do you just want to see if they did object?
Yep.
The only thing is what's the workroom?
Well, here,
I think they're fairly square.
I
so
think,
assume that-
yeah, I'm pretty sure that they said that it was an extension they had at the back of the garage or something. This,
Oh,
you see,
okay.
this
We've
is,
probably
yeah,
got
it's,
those rumour things.
two objections actually now.
Okay. Let's have a quick look.
So that's, number 19 Town Close.
Let's be around the back, I think.
Oh, right, okay, must be one of these here then.
What do they say?
1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Okay, that's that one there. So they say, Westminster express our concerns about the application that has been received in respect to Section 21 Down. As the owners of the house that backs directly onto this property, we believe the size of the rear extension is excessive. In particular, the window with the new proposed bedroom, 1, will look directly into our garden and the rooms at the back of our house. We understand that this development allows extensions of up to 3 metres to the existing property line and believe that an extension of that size would be more appropriate. Although we suspect that even a 3-metre extension will adversely affect the amount of light received on the property at number 19. Also, we note that submitted plans do not include the large outbuilding garden office that already exists at 21 Derwent Road. The residents actually that did say that these are pretty out of date, that they haven't included extensions that are already there. We were under the impression that such permanent buildings should be included to give a true representation of the situation.
Okay, I'd have thought they're a bit too far away, to be honest, but...
The other one...
Is it too far away to be affected by the extension?
Yeah, the real projection. What was that one?
Yeah. So maybe the people that I saw didn't bother. Did see
Okay.
them a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think it was last week.
Okay, so one area of concern I have was the front two projections, but seeing it on that block plan, they don't come out quite as far as I thought might be the case. Was this the one on Street View where next door has a red garage?
Possibly.
But essentially the projections are just coming out as far as the garage is, aren't they?
The houses are they're slightly staggered.
Well then,
I think it's that house there.
yeah.
So that's the neighbours that came.
No, I thought it was, Well, they're both the same, effectively, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, these houses are set slightly further back.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the houses that are set slightly further back.
Okay,
So that one's it's not that one, so it's the house in question, yes, so here we go. The house in question is this one,
right.
and this is the house
With the red
people that
garages.
came to see me. Yeah.
Okay. So the two-storey element at the front is going to come out as far as the garage by the looks of it,
Okay. Yeah.
which is quite chunky,
Looks
isn't
like
it?
it's going to be sort of
Like that.
in line. If I just go there.
Yeah, that one.
This
Yeah.
one.
How far?
It's quite chunky. And then, so that's one element, that element sticking out there at the front. But then you've got the rear element, which is that bit there, which is what the... Okay, and so they've drawn on here the 45-degree angle for the two-storey element at the back there, and it would appear... Now they've taken that quite a way over, haven't they? So if the window was there...
Yeah, but that's the garage.
Is that not the ladies' workroom there?
Well, this is the thing. It strictly is the garage, because this is what I said to the lady. So she said, oh, how did the extension? So I said, how did you sort of kind of word your application? Well, she said, we did say extension to the garage. I said, well, there you go. I said, in planning terms then, that isn't a habitable room. You have applied for an extension to your garage, not to be a...
Which might be why they haven't put it officially.
Maybe.
But this property hasn't objected at all, has it?
No.
Not
So this is now going right up to their boundary, even though it's been drawn.
in the drawing.
Okay.
Yeah, that bit there. Yeah.
So is that going to set a precedent in the road?
I think the road's got all
Or is
sorts
that
of funny things
it does
going
look a
on.
bit higgledy-piggledy something, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Well, what
if
about
you look
garage
here,
there,
that
then?
garage there is pretty much almost up to the
Yeah.
boundary. This, the people that came to see me, that's right up to the boundary,
Yeah.
leaving, a gate width.
It looks a bit strange anyway with
So-
the two.
But that
Yeah.
gate width will stay.
Yeah, that gate is on the, on the opposite. Yes, yeah.
I mean, they presumably added on that garage at some stage.
Yes, so that's I think what the lady was saying. So they've
Okay.
added that extra garage on, and then they've got this piece at the back.
Okay, and so we've got the forward projection 2 doors down to the left.
Oh, that's from here.
Yeah, that one there, which is the same sort of distance, isn't it? They've left their garage at the side, whereas these guys are leaving a sort of storeroom at the side, or a single story element.
And it's what they're trying to sort of
And
replicate.
this one is going to have a double.
Yeah, there's
so
not just one.
So there's a smaller one and a bigger one.
Yeah, so they're filling in.
Yeah, well, there's,
They couldn't get away with coming out too far, could they?
No.
Sure.
no. So, I mean, it's sort of, they're pushing the boundary, aren't they? And do we feel it's too much, or?
See, I don't think you can say about setting precedent because there's, like you say, there's been some funny developments on the street. Anyway, I don't like the fact that the side bit, it says goes right up to the boundary wall, but then again, single story. But then again, obviously you've got the same issue with some of the other houses that they go right up to the boundary wall.
Are they keeping to the amenity space?
Can't really.
Well, they'll be reducing
Yeah.
it, but there's still plenty there, I'm assuming. Because if you look at the size of the front garden, I mean, they're quite big, so the back gardens are a little bit bigger.
It's within 45 degrees the side of
It's marginal,
rear
really,
extension.
isn't it?
And then there's the rear extension, which doesn't come up very well on there, but if you look at it on here, that's quite chunky of a two-storey element. So there's a gable across there, and then there's a gable on the end here, isn't there?
Yeah, it's got the interior.
Yeah. a big one in the middle. So,
I would go so far as express some concern, but that's as far as I'll
Do you want to, do you want to express concern that it's an overdevelopment?
Yeah.
Of this?
yeah, it's good.
And do you want to express concern over possible loss of amenity?
Yeah, based on joint property. Okay?
Yep.
Well, I'll flash that out as well.
Okay.
Okay, well, we don't want to do the Westfield allotment site. Carpenter's Close, I didn't have any issues with that. I didn't have any issues over Fortnum's Field. Anybody, any concerns?
No,
We
I
have to
haven't.
accept Helen's recommendation. Lee Road, now this is one which we didn't object to before, but St Albans refused it. They've altered the gables at the front now, so instead of there being one big gable, there are two.
They've reduced it quite dramatically. Which one's left?
I'm quite happy. Others have a view?
It's fine.
Especially as we had no objections last time.
Yeah, okay, done. Houndswood we don't have to look at. Hypers Avenue, I was happy with that, the concern about the parking.
Yeah, parking, yeah. That's the only thing for that one.
The Deerings, I struggled a little bit with the plans for this to see what was happening. It's one of those houses with the perpendicular garage, isn't it? And the two-storey element.
Yes, funny. So, this one was another one of these fancy jobs.
Yeah.
Absolutely, then, isn't it?
So we've got these actually weren't easy plans to interpret.
No.
So we've got, this is the existing. So you've got the rear, there's the rear elevation and the rear elevation there. There's all the existing. So it's
So there's quite a bit.
quite a lot going on, but it's quite a meaty plot.
It's quite typical of the other developments that go
Yeah.
West Common.
And we're sort of moving away from the quite shallow roof. Have we moved away from that already with this one?
I think we moved away from it
Yeah.
a bit already.
Okay, I mean, they're reasonably sized plots. There's not an awful lot happening in terms of extending beyond the neighbours.
No. And they're sort of kind of, well, they're
They're quite a way away.
angled and they're almost looking over in that direction, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, 9 the Chowns. So again,
Oh yeah, that must be the cool.
Did I do that one?
in West Common. Right?
Did I do the chair?
Yeah, committee to consider.
Yeah, no, so I didn't do it.
So, there was a previous application that was agreed earlier in the year, which was fairly chunky, but they've come back for more. Now, in some respects, I think the design now is nicer than the previous one. However, the ridge line's gone up. I think number 11 has already been extended significantly. There's a huge two-storey extension on there. This is a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I know.
Bearings, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. I know which road it is. Yes, it's on it, yeah. I used to wash the car. That one. in my days when I was the
You're not exactly very old now, Harry.
Well, yes.
Proper job, was it?
Yes, this was in my teenage years, supplementing my paper round
I'm
money.
surprised that people around here let you live on their car.
Yeah, £5 for a small one, £10 for a big one.
So the cost of them to put you out of business.
Expensive.
So have you got the...
Okay, so, sorry. I haven't actually got
The previous
the
application.
previous application. I can
Don't worry.
easily go and get it.
Don't worry. No.
I think I took sort of one look at this and thought, gee,
Yes.
But let me give
Yeah.
this is across the road. I think that's across the road on the Chams, and some of the other properties on the street are quite chunky anyway.
I tell you what, Ellie,
can I go and
no,
go down?
just get that on the screen.
I think I just looked at that and just went, oh.
This is 1681 we're after. No, sorry. Can
Oh,
you
sorry,
check
right.
the planning application?
What, for the previous?
Yeah,
the
15168.
Well, it's probably, I've just these guys down and get it out of the door.
No, I'll do.
One,
681. So if you get the front elevation. Right, but it's still obviously got the two wings at the back.
This is the previous
So
one, yeah?
this is the one that was agreed before.
Looks like tracing paper. Okay.
shall we
Okay.
do that previous?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, one of the things that's changed is that we've now got some hip on either side rather than that gable at the end there, which looks rather odd on the right-hand side. But essentially, we've still got the garage with a sort of dormer above, we've got a front projection, we've got the porch at the front, and then we've got the two, actually it is very similar. No, hang on. At the back, you've got two whopping great dormers now in the middle.
Anything, it looks
They've
bigger.
changed that.
Okay,
Well,
they've
they've
got
quite
another
a lot,
bifold
haven't
door.
Previously it was split, yeah.
And is the ridge height higher now than it?
It gives the illusion that it potentially is, because if we've got this sort of,
It says raising roof, or roof space. I'm guessing that's not something that was in the previous one.
Right. Yeah, if you look at the side elevation there, Pip, that's got a sort of crown roof at the top, hasn't it?
Part here.
Yeah, whereas if you look on that one, it's different.
Yes. A truck there.
So that's normally a sign of attempt to try and keep the roof down a bit.
I have put raising roof there.
Yeah. So,
I think this.
so yeah, this new one is bigger, because they are actually lifting the roof, because before it was just pure extension.
There's existing roof there.
okay. So they have actually drawn it on there.
Yeah.
So what's that, half a metre or something like that?
800.
Well, it's going
800
additional.
up,
Yeah.
yeah.
Express concern?
Is that 800?
800 mil, yeah.
Oh, right.
So,
800 metres.
heading
Just
towards a
less
metre.
than a metre.
What do you think?
Well, that's why I didn't delegate it, because I took
Yeah.
one look at it and thought, gee,
It's hard to tell, but I mean, from this, it looks like it's taller anyway. I know it might just be the way
I
the
think it's sort of
angle
foreshortened.
of the
I'm sure this will be,
lens.
you know,
the house to the left.
You'd imagine they're the same.
the-
I know this.
Let's look on Google Maps.
okay, you've got a modern one there.
So, yeah, because I saw, I think, which one are we?
No.
So this one here,
Oh, am I looking at the right one?
That's number 13, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, they're basically looking like they're trying to
there's
do
the
that.
end, there's that end, so I think we need to look at this house.
Or is there a big one on the other side?
Yes, which is what I was going to try and,
Hmm.
which is what I was going to try and show
Just,
you.
it
Because
doesn't
I think-
update the numbers.
That's what I was
properly, do they?
Yeah,
saying
here you
about
go,
that.
this is the one that I was wanting to sort of show you. This
Yeah.
house here has been extended, and I do remember it.
If you,
Listen to that tree.
if you flick around here as well to the other side, you'll see, I think you'll
Well, the
see,
ridge height of that one is about the same as the existing one. So that, there's no real
see
sort of
the
precedent
properties
there.
on the other side of the road are
They're
also,
all different, actually. aren't
Yeah.
I mean, they're all different, but they've all got bigger as well. I mean, that one down there, I mean, this one here, the one next to it, the one, so yeah, that one, and the one on the left-hand side of the screen, they've all had,
They still look
alterations.
original in terms of height though.
Yeah.
okay,
They don't look, they probably had add-ons, Harry, I agree.
yeah,
The one that really has broken mould is the one on the corner of the dairy.
What, up,
which, up the
oh,
top
down
here.
here? All the way down here?
No, you're turning one way.
Because up the top here is where it goes into the cul-de-sac.
No, you're going towards, that's the cul-de-sac up there.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, I'm going the other way. Well, the one in the cul-de-sac is quite big. But then number 11, next to the one that we're talking about now, that has been done as well,
Yeah.
since these images were put together. But if you go to the end
Yeah.
of the close,
Yeah. There's building work. Is it finished now? The one right at the top, at the end of the...
This one here is the one that's really,
just want to swing round through that, yeah.
Mm.
But actually, our one, this one might be even bigger than that, given that they're
Yes.
particularly going for the roof.
when you compare that little bit to that one there, not a lot
No,
of
it's not,
difference in height
actually, no,
really,
it's a
is
little
there?
bit further forward, so it's a bit more in your face.
I remember when they built that.
Okay, are we content to express concern?
Outmost, because
We haven't heard any objections, have we?
No.
No, but I mean, it's not so there's not any on here.
I don't think there was until tonight.
Oh.
I mean, it's pretty similar to some of the other properties on the road as well. I think.
So the committee is concerned at the increase in the ridge height, and expressed concern that this represents
Do you want to say compatibility
well, back to that sort of
with the original building?
Yeah, and with the, well, not with the original building, but with the street scene.
Okay, so we've got committee concerns over the increase in ridge height and expressed concern that this represents what do you want to say? Over development.
Yeah. That this now represents overdevelopment.
Due to the increase in the ridge height,
Yeah.
Yeah, because it does, it's hard to tell as well, that it's got here removed bushes, but in this picture it looks like that would mean conifers. I don't know whether they're calling that like a conifer hedge. But when you
That's
look
at the back, is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
but when you look at it there, look, so it looks like I'm going to be moving. I mean, it's so high, yeah, I mean, there definitely are, but there's bushes there, and these are bushes at the front, and there's two small ones there. It's quite hard to see how big the conifers are they're going to be moving.
So we're in space 22-1.
Yeah, 69-1.
Yeah. Okay. So, quickly, no comments on that into Council Roads. No objection.
Is this Council Road loft conversion, so would that be a habitable space?
It's not your standard Calford Road house.
Oh, okay. So it's not, I was just thinking about parking.
I don't think I've reached the picture. I just have it. Looks a bit in cream. It's like a proper house as opposed to one of the sort of more...
The terrace one?
Yeah. I'll show you.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. That used to be a very right.
As well as cars.
Oh, yes.
What was your longest job, Hannah?
Waitrose. I was there for 2006 to 2009, a year out after school, and then went back at Christmas, and then after university.
Okay, so it's this house here. So we've got there's like an access road that goes down the side. So they're wanting to come out to the side.
Okay, so
Quite
that's...
sweeping roof as it is at the moment. And
So that's where Sean, what's-his-face, is doing his backland
Sean
development.
Ledwidge.
Is with the parking, with the garages.
Yeah,
the
to demolish the garages and this is actually talking about the bins, the refuse sort of kind of the bin stores and stuff. They're very similar for that background.
Okay, so this is an extension out to the side.
So basically they're coming out over it's sort of a very steep sloping roof as you can see on there at the moment. You know, just building a little bit.
So it almost looks like a sort of mansard roof, half hit.
Moving to the side.
Nothing, it's a semi.
I mean, these properties, they might be on the part of Council Road, which is a terrace, but it's still quite tightly packed, that one.
So
Is that look odd if it's a semi, or is that additional bit only on the one side anyway?
just come round so we can see the other side of the semi terrace.
Yeah.
I think it should
So
be
there's the
the
other half of the semi there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Okay, interesting that that one's taken out. They've come out above their garage on the other side, or behind their garage.
I'm sorry.
It's floating picture. Any views?
If they're having a loft conversion, are they going to make that a habitable space? Because
Yes.
there's going to be another bedroom, and then that's
Yeah.
going to throw up parking issues.
I don't think it's
Will it not? How many bedrooms is it at the moment? It's, what's that? Can I imagine that's 3?
They may have one downstairs.
Yeah, that extension could be where that is.
So what have we got downstairs? We've got a lounge, a kitchen and dining. And you've got are they just extending it? What have we got on the existing? So it's going from a 1 bedroom to become a 2 bedroom.
Oh,
Quite nice.
Was that only a one bedroom?
No, so tell a lie, bedroom, David's right, bedroom downstairs and a bedroom upstairs, existing,
Yeah.
and then they're turning the downstairs bedroom into a dining room, and they're putting another bedroom upstairs.
Oh, okay, oh, yeah, fine, yeah.
And they're proposing that they can get 2 cars in the garden to the front.
Fine.
But am I being really daft?
It's just the existing roof that's there, if you look on the screen. They're not actually doing anything above that roof, so they're just showing it on. They're coming out at the side here.
The drawing's got it as a hip, but it's not, it's a gable, isn't it?
So they're going to get 2 cars on the front bit, but it does go
Well,
down quite a way.
This picture was, I don't know, it's quite recent actually, June 2015. What's interesting is that it's got a hotel.
So obviously the new owners have come in and they're wanting to do it, yeah. So
They
they're
might,
proposing there'll be a new crossover to give them access to some off-street parking directly in front of the house, because they don't have the garages
Anything
that
at
the
all,
others have got.
They might end up doing the hard landscaping out the front then, like next door. They might
Yeah.
get rid of the garden.
Oh, definitely they will do, yeah. I don't want perhaps that tree, but there's perhaps a new tree still in here. They reckon they can get by over that grid. Yeah. Okay, so let's
I find the design a bit
Okay.
strange.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very strange.
Just from what's there, there's
I agree, but
not enough to, you know,
No objection.
It is conservation area.
is it?
Just, isn't it? Just. Conservation area. It's right on the edge, isn't it? It's still conservation area, even if it's on the edge or...
Something like that.
it doesn't go down the open green.
Pretty sure it's look.
Because they'll be up to Spencer next, won't they?
Do you think they'll get access?
Well, I'm not sure, I don't know.
It's a bit close, isn't it?
Well, that's a battle they'll have with the council.
For sure.
No, council has. But they will.
No, but if they don't get it, then what?
So hang on, yeah, just cut back, isn't it?
So we've got, the Cowper, we've got this sort of kind of funny, well that,
So where's Ledwidge's?
Cab goes from Station Road, and then there's the road
garages
that
are here.
cuts through the middle of the
Out
house.
there?
No, I think these are the garages here.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. And there's the garages there.
So in theory, that might be the conservation area, but the one next door might not be. Right, but anyway,
Can we either express concern over this? Because what would happen if this doesn't get highlighted by highways, we get permission for that, but don't provide their parking, because we don't get that. Does that all come under all the district that providers and that, they won't, will they?
I was going to say, there's some provides new free in accordance with Hertfordshire County Council highway standards.
yeah, I'm happy to express concern about that.
Because I don't see that they would get a crossover there.
So are they getting one extra bedroom out of it?
No.
No, they're not getting one extra bedroom. No, what they're doing, the bedroom below is now being moved upstairs.
So the planners would say,
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're saying essentially that you're not, if you've never had parking. Yeah.
Okay, I'm inclined to leave it then.
Yeah.
We can see. This can be an interesting one.
Yeah.
So Calper Road, that's what I thought. Calper Road, it's a nightmare on that street for parking, and it's
I know, that's
everything's
why,
so tight as
yeah.
well. And it's any kind of development on Calper Road. It's
I
always
bet
going to be.
you that this house had parking around the back
Yeah.
as part of Ledwidge's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I seem to remember there was a garage
At the back.
on that side. I might be wrong. But anyway.
Yeah, see look, this is interesting. Look, you can see here, there's a garage
Something
that's
there.
been highlighted in blue, which to me makes doubt that it was to do with that, but it's,
We could have easily sold it, couldn't we?
Yeah.
especially if the house was up for sale, people didn't care, and it's all good.
Okay, so
Right.
we've done that one. Highfield Avenue is another one you wanted us to look
Yeah, I
at.
don't know, I looked at this again today and I'm not sure. I think I might have just been erring on the side of caution more than anything. Just
It's
wondered
not
if-
great, I have to say. So we've got a two-storey roof projection, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got this,
And then we've got this massive,
we've got this flat roof, sort of kind of
like,
full body height, window
Yeah.
arrangement upstairs.
but then there are some pretty massive dormers. They may not have the big windows, but so if you're at the back of Highfield, you'll be looking down towards Top Street, wouldn't you?
Highfield Avenue,
So you
Where's my
Street.
ticket gone? It did have an orange dot.
okay,
Right, one of these.
It's, yeah, it's that one. Orange dot's gone.
and down on
It's
top.
that one there.
Fairmead Avenue, one that comes off of Top Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Round that
this is in
side.
Fairmead, so this big dormer window will be looking down towards Top Street Way. But the gardens are quite big, and there are some other dormers. It's just whether we feel this one's just a bit over the top.
They're going into the roof.
They're squaring off the roof form to give a gable rather than the hip. So there have been some others along there, haven't there?
Lots.
Oh.
Yeah, there's been a few though as well, I think.
Yeah, I just had a quick look around Google and I thought it was out of keeping really with street things, but then I just suddenly came across one that was
Very
similar.
similar.
So I just thought, how did anyone give the first one permission to do it?
It's like dominoes.
Yeah.
What came
Somebody's
first?
responsible for the first one, aren't they?
Yeah. And it is a shame when you've got the symmetry of the hip.
Totally, yeah.
And one way of getting around to that is to have a sort of subordinate hip coming out. But here they're just going straight to a gable. So,
You can't say about something, can you?
will you get it up there?
Just the front.
Yeah.
Haven't been any objections from them, have there?
Unlikely. Pretty sure. It's blue garage.
Is the house. So the garage is not okay. Shown there with a flat roof garage.
I don't know, I think it might be. No, I think it was blue.
Okay, so they're getting rid of the garage and then they're heading out a little bit, or are they? No. So there's the front door, and then there's the sort of clean window beyond that. Yeah. So it is going out a little bit to the right-hand side.
If I was to tell them that, would their boundary line be just before the green's in? Because they've suggested that they're going to have room for 3 cars in the front there.
I'm just going to double check this.
Don't think you'll be able to fit a car in that garage.
It's going.
Well, the garage's going.
Yeah.
But they're suggesting they're going to have room for 3 cars in the front as well.
That is pushing it, isn't it? Well, there's another car next door actually. Do you see how many cars they've got there?
You see that's got hard
I'm at
landscaping
the
as
right
well.
place, the right hand.
Is there a block plan somewhere?
Street plan.
Yeah,
Thank
there's-
you.
well on that.
Okay, it's this house here. So it doesn't actually really, is the garage door open, maybe?
Which one?
Where the green quarter
The
is?
green
Has
quarter.
it actually been caught? No. Chap on the camera.
So they're proposing to take away the garden completely? No.
According to that one.
That one they do, but not
Oh,
according to...
yeah.
Well, if they're taking all of that front bit away, then that really is out of keep with the street
So they'll
thing,
be
isn't it?
losing their front garden altogether.
Peter's done the same, but that's not something that we would want to read.
No.
Or that, there you go, I mean, that directly opposite you've almost got.
Oh, yeah. And on the other side, yeah, both of them.
It's the only way that people are able to
be honest,
achieve these extensions.
Would they really fit 3 cars on and be able to open the door?
Probably yes, Pip, if you think
If they
that's the
removed
boundary
all of the-
line of where the drain
Yeah.
pipe is,
If they remove all of the garden.
that'd be true.
Just swing round, Heather,
To the left,
no, the other way.
To the right?
to the right,
And just the roof forms that
So there's an extension going on here. Lots of nice scaffolding.
Yeah.
I found it once, but then I couldn't find it when I went back again, but I'm sure there is one.
So that one's done.
There's
pretty
one
much.
similar.
Well, they haven't gone out to
They
the
haven't
neighbours.
gone right out like that. then.
We've done some here at the start.
I'm sure somebody has though when I was looking at their road.
Okay,
Some here, there's another one.
there's a half hip.
Yeah, that one's a
Cool.
bit of another
Well,
one.
yeah, that's big.
Yeah, they have sort of kept the... That's a bit of...
Here at the front.
Right,
I'm surprised the neighbours haven't objected about that now.
yeah.
If there's no objections, then
Mm. You
3111.
know, to be honest, I would be expressing concern at that, and what it means to some of them.
No.
No, okay. Right, well, we're obviously concerned. Do we feel solid on that?
because other properties on the street done similar things.
Well, that's...
If we didn't allow them to, I think that would be the right course. I mean, lots of amenity, bulk and character, but then again, scale and character, if the other properties have done it, then
Well, no, we haven't seen anybody who's done a full gable end. So, I mean, I'm happy to express concern just on that basis, but it's whether we want to go further.
And the back as well is slightly bizarre, with all these glass, you know, that sort of full length window.
Yeah, I'm really...
Dormer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On essentially second story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say I'm not happy about this, I'm not happy about that, and I'm not happy about losing the whole of their front garden, even if there is room for 3.
Right, so,
Express concern?
yeah, I don't express concern.
So what do we want to do?
well,
Want to
we're
say,
expressing concern about the full gable roof forms, which appears to be setting a precedent for the street. And then we're also concerned about the scale of the rear dormer. Comma, the full length windows. And the effects of lost privacy to new property. And then, do we want to say something about the parking up the front, having seen those slates?
Well, I expressed concern about parking there. About whether there would be enough space for, was it 3 cars?
I think there'll be enough
On
space,
here.
but I think it would be dreadfully sad to lose the soft landscaping.
But I just wonder how actually effective that's going to be for parking 3 cars. You know, you still have to get in and out with the vehicles. And
Presumably you've just got one crossover to get over. So yes, we're expressing concern about the sort of soft landscaping to the front and the ability of that area to accommodate 3 cars. Vehicles. Okay?
Yep.
Right. Am I good?
That is it.
Thank you.
If you're happy with the Russell building?
Rothamsted. Demolition of existing single-storey infill.
It's what they're doing is fine.
Yeah.
And was there anything else of any interest? Oh no, we have 2
The letters.
no, sorry.
There's our Westfield one. This is our outline planning.
Are there any objections on line yet?
I don't know. Would you like some to look at it
Have a
on
look.
our list?
Not that I want to read them, but
No, we can just look at numbers, can't we?
have you got the number? Ooh.
Yes,
Ooh.
do.
Okay, well that's maybe a bit of bedtime reading for someone.
Yeah.
Just pick
Yeah.
up what? Just pick up. Oh,
That one?
yeah.
These all been done on the web.
Match
Ooh.
dots of the Hearts and Middlesex Wildlife Trust.
Objection. Okay.
There's not.
Oh,
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 bloody
there's a
hell.
lot. Gee, okay.
can't be surprised at that really.
No.
Okay, so that's him. So he's obviously got a professional
Yeah.
view. Road.
It's a private road, therefore it's not unlawful. Okay, so right. So issue about the access road.
Which is true, isn't it? What all councils will have to take out indemnities and
Yeah. 82 Westfield Road. Building will only benefit the investors. Well, sorry, got that wrong there.
There's nothing about his value to community or area. It is not social affordable housing to Harpenden workers or teachers.
I'm afraid it
What
is.
what is it? Is it going to be? What is the long-term plan? Is it going to go into sort of housing stock?
Well, it's all going to be affordable, and some of them.
Is it going to be rented
24.
or something?
Well, some of them will be might be shared equity.
Right. Yeah.
So you have the opportunity
To buy part of
in
it. Yeah.
conjunction with a housing association.
Yes.
But then a proportion of them, probably the majority, will be social rented with nomination rights from
St Albans. Okay, so the lady, I would say, probably hasn't specified.
or
So yeah,
some-
I think all those other 3
I didn't
pages.
do that because she wouldn't get them.
What do you mean?
Well, lots of Harpenden didn't get them.
No, I mean, sorry, these pages.
Oh, those pages.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, the phone cases. No, I know, and you know why? You know why? We had a very disgruntled resident because on, I think it was 3 weeks running, the naughty paper person was dumping the papers along the alleyway.
Well, that's not what I did when I was a paper boy.
Of course you would have done. You'd have gone.
That's way
Right.
Harpenden didn't
Used to
get it
deliver them to
anyway.
every single house.
Well, they do leave stocks of them on various street corners
No, but this
Oh,
was
for the
last
people that are
term.
delivering them.
Isn't it?
for others to deliver. Yes, so
Yeah.
then the deliverer doesn't
Yeah.
turn up.
Yeah.
They're just left.
Because I think there's a
It's
stop
so
on
convenient.
Westfield Place. I see it when I come to Westfield.
There's always one on Crabtree Lane,
Yeah.
usually getting wet, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, they usually put like a little bit of brown paper over the top, which they think, oh, this will prevent it from getting wet, but no,
No.
doesn't happen.
Just makes it stick to it.
Yeah, especially the first three will get very wet.
9:32.
Right.